Hand clap, brothers and sisters, we are finally back. We finally made it to another reaction on this Mystelics Reacts channel. Welcome to every single one of you guys, all the Mystelics family have tuned in to see what's up on these vibrations. Hand clap goes out to you guys, and of course the new indie videos will tune in to see what's up on these vibrations. Of course, big up Kimberly, big up yourself one time. Actually met you today, man. It's so wild, man. It's crazy. I met a Mystelics family, guys, and of course I met her today. So big up Kimberly. If you tune in to these vibrations, hit your boy up. Hit your boy up right there in that regard. Anyways, brothers and sisters, big up to you guys for tuning in to see what's up. These are my thoughts and comments. What are yours? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment box below. Of course, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Click it. Don't be shy, brothers and sisters. Click the thing, man. And of course, if you're not done so yet, subscribe and turn on that post notification for more vibrations, as they will definitely tend to come through right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, without a further ado, let us get into the vibrations. Of course, this is very interesting when it comes down to the Creole season, brothers and sisters. And I saw something on a friend's Instagram post, and it so happened that I appeared on the Instagram post. I didn't even know I was there. But of course, some individuals decided that they wanted to put me in their video. But of course, this is something I think a number of persons need to know right there. It's very interesting. October is Creole Heritage Month. Parle Patois. We know St. Lucia speaks Creole. We know Dominica speaks Creole. We know Trinidad, maybe formally, I think some individuals from maybe Martinique or Guadeloupe or Dominica itself went down to Trinidad. And this is why, you know, Trinidad have something called Juve. Juve is actually French. And you say, oh, does Trinidad know? Well, it's apparently came from the Dominica, Martinique, Guadeloupe, these kind of areas right there. And of course, going on to Trinidad. So this is the countries that I know. But there's more countries speaking Patois, brothers and sisters. Wow, I didn't know that. So St. Lucia speaks Patois, Parle Patois. Trinidad speaks, I just indicate Trinidad, you know, but back in the day, maybe now they don't do it. I think this is the direction Dominica is heading, because it's very interesting that I actually mentioned that they need to start pushing Creole and Patois in schools, because this is Trinidad. This is why I was so surprised when I went down to Trinidad and found out that Trinidad, you know, back in the day used to speak Patois. You know, the older folks tend to do it. Just like in Dominica, well, we have the younger folks in certain places speaking it. But by a larger extent, most young people don't even know how to speak Creole. They know a few words. They know a lot of the cuss words. But, you know, they don't really know how to speak or formulate a proper, you know, a dialogue in Creole. It's very interesting. Very sad. I think the schooling system needs to do something about it. But Trinidad also speaks Patois, the older folks. Grenada as well. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. This is weird. And Dominica, obviously. Venezuela. What? Venezuela? Well, then again, Venezuela is close to Trinidad. Trinidad, some folks must have gone down to things. But we know Venezuela for being a Spanish country. Venezuela speaks maybe the older folks like Trinidad, but Venezuela probably used to speak. Obviously, we know the main language is Spanish, but I'm guessing a fusion, mixture of individuals down there who speak in French, Patois, not French, Patois, brothers and sisters. Grenadines, St. Vincent and Grenadines also speak Patois. Yeah, that's definitely not Dominica or St. Lucia accent. Yep. So we have St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica, Trinidad, and St. Vincent, and by extension, Venezuela. Speaking Patois, brothers and sisters. Did you know this? I did not know this stuff. This is actually my video of me asking an individual if he speaks Patois. So he's saying this is possible, by the way, guys. He's saying he doesn't speak Patois. I think when it comes to Patois speaking, St. Lucia has it on lock. Everybody in St. Lucia, or majority of individuals in St. Lucia speak Patois. From the little ones, I have been in St. Lucia a few times, some little ones going to the older ones. Now, in Dominica, it's more like the people who are probably above my generation, some in my generation, maybe in the countryside, the younger folks, but then mainly the older folks speak Creole. Trinidad, most likely the older folks. I'm not sure for St. Vincent, St. Vincent and the Grenadines or Grenada, but that's interesting to find out, brothers and sisters. I think that's something in history that we just did not know. Did you guys know this? I didn't know that.
There's one thing they kind of fail.
This is what this is me speaking right there.
One thing they kind of fail us in Dominica is putting patois in schools.
Yep. That's why I indicated. One thing they fail, and I think they fail drastically, is not putting patois in schools. It's actually Salisbury. Big up Brittany.
Speaking patois.
Because I hear you speaking French like me. Patois. Where is it?
Once upon a time, patois was the first language of most inhabitants of this island.
Which island? Grenada? Oh, Grenada, they're talking about. This is me again.
All kind of language. Spanish, French, all Dutch, Chinese.
We're learning all kind of language, brothers and sisters. They put in French and Spanish in schools. Can you believe that? They put in French and Spanish in schools. I guess they're on the understanding of having a global or understanding on a global scale. Because if you look at different places across the world, especially in the eastern side, you have people speaking all 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 types of languages. These things that they teach them in schools. I guess in Dominica, they figured, hey, the second language from English would be maybe Spanish, then French, you know. So might as well learn it. But yes, I'm not saying that should not be taught. I'm saying that they completely neglect the original language, so to speak. The patois. They don't put it in schools. In fact, when older folks used to speak patois, they would speak patois just so you don't understand. And they would tell you, come out in big people business. So you as a little boy checking, what big people business? I want to know. You see me? I want to know. So some of us kind of speak patois, but we can understand it when it comes on to context clues and certain things that they would say. And then you say, oh yeah, that's most likely what the person is saying right there. That's very sad though. And we keep celebrating Creole and Creole season, Creole culture every October. You know, Dominica having a whole vibe, people dancing and hilanto and quadrille and so forth, food and all this kind of stuff there. But it seems to have forgotten that maybe they should actually put that in the school curriculum. I think so, because...
I want to learn all kind of language. Spanish, French, all Dutch, Chinese.
I actually know people in the Caribbean that speak Dutch. Parlez pas de Lidl Van. Who is Lidl Van? Lil Devan? Grenada. So it's part of the history of Grenada is patois. This is interesting.
In the endeavor to promote the patois language.
That is definitely not Dominica. Because one of the things, when it comes on to Trinidad, brothers and sisters, we always used to wonder, well, where did Trinidad come up with Juvie? Trinidad say they are the ones who are in charge of Juvie, or that make Juvie. But it really and truly is not really Trinidad, because Juvie is a French, a patois word. It's a patois word, brothers and sisters. Just like Jamaicans want to come and talk about Jamaican patois. Patois is broken French. So they say Jamaican patois. No, it's not patois. I don't know where they get that Jamaican patois business. When you speak in English, it's not broken English you're speaking. Patois is broken French and broken English combined. You speak in broken English, brothers and sisters. It should not be called Jamaican patois. Maybe Jamaican dialect would be the better thing to say. Because patois is more leaning to the French Creole vibe side. Unless that Jamaica was also under the French at one point in time, getting the same kind of cultural kind of vibe that Dominica and the rest of the other Caribbean who knew patois, actual patois, came from. Not true. Talk to me, brothers and sisters. Revelation unfolding. I even saw some parts of Mighty Sparrow. I think it's on Instagram, Grenada in Patois. You guys can type that in, or just type Grenada Patois on Instagram, and you will see a whole list of these different things, especially in Grenada. Mighty Sparrow speaking Patois in some of his songs. And maybe the older folks know this, but I did not know this stuff. I saw him singing songs in Patois on the Grenada in Patois Instagram page. Very interesting stuff. So I myself, personally, brothers and sisters, I only thought it was St. Lucia Dominica, and bits and pieces of Trinidad. But then again, if they're coming down from the Dominica, well, it seems like Dominica is the height. So maybe Dominica, everything coming down from Dominica, going down St. Lucia, you know, then St. Lucia, going down. Maybe Barbados can speak Patois too, I guess, maybe. Then you had St. Vincent and Grenadines, Trinidad, Grenada, and then just on top, Trinidad, just below Trinidad, you have Venezuela. So maybe certain parts in Venezuela can speak Patois. But this is not something that they taught us in history, brothers and sisters. We're learning about Christopher Columbus. Columbus. I think something needs to be done, man. And I think that is where the education department is failing. But then again, you have a set of incompetent people in the education department and you expect something. I think we need to change these guys out so that people can actually come in and try to revive these things. So Dominica does not come like Trinidad. Dominica does not come like Trinidad at all, bro. And it's also interesting to find out that certain parts of Africa, they have the Dominican accent. Because it seems like I guess the same sort of people, but we are family in I forget the name, some islands, man. I used to mention it before, I just forget, brothers and sisters. We have all these things, man. They speak just like us, the same way we speak in, they speak same way I speak, but the same way speaking just like that. They come in with the we and the no, they come in with everything. The same way we applying it. You going over there, idea they say the same thing. And that is like across, that's on the eastern side of Africa, some islands on that side there. Man, that's something else, eh? Brothers and sisters, I think we are lacking when it comes to the historical aspect of who we actually are, you know? Learning about Christopher Columbus and slavery and yes, that's, yeah, okay. That's part of history, but you cannot leave out the important part of history. I mean, this is why most likely the Caribbean is so divided. But then again, the integration has started to begin. Talk about the integration, brothers and sisters. Take a listen to this.
4 CARICOM member states are on track to implement full free movement among themselves from October 1 this year, says the Guyana-based CARICOM Secretariat. The 4 are Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So
Belize, Barbados, St. Vincent and Grenadines, and Dominica will have full free movement across the Caribbean. Now, brothers and sisters, I'm confused with this sentiment right there, because I'm also seeing that Antigua, not yet. Antigua and Barbados Prime Minister says no to full CARICOM free movement for now. Now, I understand the sentiment that guys, I am for it and still against it. Because one of the things I know in business, when it comes down to empowering, when you have your own department can function on its own, right? But if your department is joining with another department and fall under another department, then whatever is the rule that is made there is applicable to everybody. And that to me doesn't show some level of empowerment, so to speak, because you have to follow a rule for everybody. What is applicable to this department is not necessarily applicable to that department. And what is applicable to that department is not necessarily applicable to this department. And therefore can cause some level of strain, so to speak. Or, for example, certain morals or beliefs. If you're for anti-man or not anti-man, but because the top say we all for anti-man, then everybody is for anti-man. No, brothers and sisters, I think there comes a time when we should have some level of independence, so to speak. But it seems like based on how the world is working, it seems like they're trying to integrate the Caribbean into one, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but can be a bad thing based on the thing that I just talked about right here. Or you want to implement at the top, just like when we've seen the Prime Minister does certain things. And it's not helpful to the people, but because the Prime Minister has made the decision on behalf of the people, everybody's been affected. Just like the thing that the government was told not to sign because it's going to put Dominica locked in for 20 years. Dominica is going to be locked into this thing that the Prime Minister signed, I think, last year or the year before. The rest of the Caribbean was warning not to sign it. Because on the basis of trying to push pluralism, that's self. Yeah. So you have one man making decisions for things that they didn't discuss with the people, just like electoral reform. They have all sorts of things. They disregard the people and then they make their own, or they're trying to pass it through because they have the majority vote. It's very interesting that it's not beneficial to the people at all. And then the police comes and infringe on the people's rights based on the constitution and all kind of thing. You see how crazy this thing is, brothers and sisters. So yes, integration can be nice, but it can also have its troubles. Another pro for integration would be that people can get to move around. But I see Antigua saying that they're not for it. But I know there are Dominicans in Antigua working in Antigua. So what exactly is this free movement about? Some persons were making it on social media talking about, you know, they cannot have this thing happening because Labour Party from there is going to go to that Caribbean island and vote and those kind of things there. I don't think it can happen that way, brothers and sisters. Because if you have Labour Party in Barbados and the Labour Party in Barbados is going to send the citizens to Dominica to vote and those kind of things there, I don't think that's how it works, because there's laws to guide you when it comes onto the situation. Because you have to be in the country for a year or something, or working or something of that sort, and be there for a time frame. Therefore, you can vote, because you, as a CARICOM citizen, you can vote in another country that you're not born in. You can only do so. Well, maybe that's different in different Caribbean islands, because I think Dominica, people from Dominica cannot go down Barbados and vote. I don't think that is the case. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong in that regard there, but I don't think that is the case. But in Dominica, they can do so. You come Dominica, you stay Dominica probably a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. You're working, paying taxes, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You have the privilege to then vote. So that's interesting right there. I don't think people knew this. But Scarrett actually alluded to this sometime. I was like, well, yeah, that is actually something that they can actually do. But when it comes on to the Labour Party in there and Labour Party in that other country coming in, I don't think that can happen. If they're in Dominica for a while, then they can vote. I think that's how it works. Right there. You guys will let me know your thoughts on that. But Antigua is saying no to the full CARICOM free movement, which of course they might think, but what is the point of saying no if Dominicans can go Antigua and work? I know Dominicans, I actually met on my flight, brothers and sisters, if you guys know the flight I'm talking about, I actually met, well, they were not on camera, but I met a number of Dominicans there working who left Dominica for years, man. They tell me when Scary come in, they know Scary want to go, they leave. They leave, and some of them go Antigua. I know some folks who went recently. I know some folks who went last year to Antigua. So what is this whole free movement and Antigua say no to it when there are Dominicans who are living and working there? So what is this whole movement? What is this free movement? Belize say they want to be a part of it. St. Vincent, Barbados, and Dominica want to be part of it. All four. And what? What is the point of it if it's already happening? They probably don't want to have it on paper. Maybe that's it. Or maybe it's allowed to happen based off CARICOM. CARICOM citizens can move about. But what is this whole free movement if you're part of CARICOM and you can still move about? Somebody explain that to me, please. I want to know. I want to know. So that is also very interesting. Anyways, guys, I have another video there, which of course is in the airport, talking about, you know, free movement. A little restriction is happening in Dominica because apparently this was somebody filming their way to the airport. And of course, you know, international airport is being built, quote unquote, heavy, quote unquote, brothers and sisters. There's a set of quotes I put there, you know. So this is the person's experience sharing with us. Sharing it with us. So muddy roads, brothers and sisters, muddy roads. Well, doesn't seem to be a. If you can wash your vehicle, do wash your vehicle. That might not be a good idea. Is this actual mud or this is mud on the road? Because I'm not seeing the road, I'm seeing mud. Maybe they take on the road. Here. That is something else, right?
Moss.
That is truly something else. Which part of the island is this, by the way? I'm thinking to myself, is this Wesley Marigot region? Marigot region. Or Wesley, I would have to say. Is this Wesley region? It doesn't look like Wesley to me. That's that. Where did people be there, boy? That's probably on the next side. Because to me, when I left, to me, I didn't experience that there. Or maybe it got worse. But which part of Dominica that in that's so that's all you have the people. That's all you have the people now. Driving in more, hopefully tires will skid. That's and if it's raining now, it's gonna be worse. Yes, Jaja.
The main road to the airport fell on Sunday morning.
Is the main road, boy? What? What are your thoughts on this, guys? What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this is okay? We're talking about airport and integration and what have you, brothers and sisters. But when you come down to your own country, it doesn't seem like they want to treat you fairly. Now, on the basis of them actually making an international airport across the road, would then that be the case that, hey, guys, you know, we have to expect these kind of things? Or would not they have to make a certain path? Maybe they have their big dump trucks and things that can pass through mud. Maybe they should be off-road and not on the road and leave the road for the citizens, you know? Or if they're doing this, maybe they should have somebody employed to clean the road from the mud. Because I see they're doing that same sentiment in the marina they're trying to create in Portsmouth. They see they're creating it. I have to see it. I have to touch it first. But anyways, they have a pathway where I guess they're taking dirt and stuff, or they're clearing dirt out, and it goes across the road. But they have a sledge there, and when they are done, you know, they clean up the road. I don't know if they're still doing it now, but when I was there, they clean up the road. So what is the issue in cleaning up the road? The whole road is messed up. So when people have to go at their home now, I drop you off, I try to hurry up, go back at my home, or I have to go to the airport. No, I have to come back and clean my vehicle. Maybe they should have a car wash on the end of the road to clean your vehicle at least, because this is creating inconvenience to the people. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts, man? These are my thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Let me know them in the comment box below. Of course, if you appreciate my content, click the thumbs up button. Click it. Don't be shy. Click the thing, man. And with us today right there, don't forget to subscribe for more vibrations as they do everything to come through in that regard right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, my Mystelics once again, guys. Be real. Start looking always. Thanks so much for watching. Be positive.